有看看到的，相当于就这，因为是讲迄个会议咧说到不稳定。相当于
这是已经足久的历史了，由三号线到台南市结起来是30几档的历史。但是最近2档呢，较钱也独立出来，做一个甲政府申请独立的一个机构。我甲 IRS 甲这就政府申请我是免税的机构，所以台南contribution都是TAC30a。因为这是CTO 3号线甲规定的，所以我要精神去办这手续啦吼。咱主要目的是要增加咱台湾、台南甲这3号线这民众中间的沟通 share information 建立友谊，要将咱的文化、咱的教育咱的工业、工商方面会当互相来交流。所以咱这个前4个目标就对啦吼，做一个是文化交流，就是教育，是工商，搁另外一个是亲善，从咱要做一寡公益的代志。所以因为还搁真算做讲正式做独立的组织是还搁真少年啦吼，所以阮还搁一步一步有影咧行。所以希望讲大家咱建议，咱支持。经济上也好，还是精神上是还搁较重要。头啊2档因为咱的会员是足少，阮的会员第一档有16位，第2档佫增加3位。阮这个组织是足细，但是希望讲大家会员拢是真正有迄个心，要来将这个会做较好，大家尽心尽力。不过，阮有足需要有毋是会员的人来甲阮支持，鼓励啦，互建议讲安怎改善，要安怎将这个代志做较好。所以这等于咱讲咧替台南、台湾做外交就对啦，咧做美国，和美国主流社会人，沟通，将咱台湾的声去拍较响亮，所以这是阮主要目的。所以头啊2档的是阮会费收较悬，因为按0开始嘛吼，所以这个会员有较辛苦淡薄。伫这2档内底，渐渐有接到我有人donation加减donation，第一个donation就咱的林定模先生，伊迄阵叫我大家看一下，拍鼓仔一下，伊第一个代志来讲咱要申请这咱破费用的时，我会当处理啦。伊讲毋通遐辛苦啦，请一个律师来甲咱帮忙。文件是拢我准备的，但是就是讲律师来甲过目，咱毋通老东老西安尼。所以阵第一站动的是就是电话遐甲咱做内容，无要紧，伊甲请即个伫UC成立个教授来甲咱演讲，所以条费用。拢是你话博士出的，然后出遐个费用佫增加一丝所以就讲渐渐咱业绩过来，尽量阮拢省钱啦吼。所以到即马，大家报过就是讲，本来是伫阮即马有6000控几箍的迄个存款啦吼，还可以啦，毋是讲足侪钱，还是即马较毋烦恼讲要。就今仔食饭，那是讲今仔一顿了钱啦。或者是讲有6000几箍伫遐生活电钱，无要紧啦。所以希望讲今仔大家会 enjoy 咱的演讲，吴东兴博士要甲演讲。咱老是讲台湾来即使讲伫台南出世大汉的，我有足侪代志对台南都无啥了解，所以我想顺这机会请伊来演讲。食饭的时，要放一个伫台湾演艺迄个有一个节目，咧讲台南的300-400人的历史就对啦。
做互大家都增加个认识。咱要介绍互美国人了解咱台湾人，我咱家己先了解，较会当讲有听。所以我想这个是咱的起步之一啦吼。所以目前我因会务应该是安尼报过。今年阮的理事即马有9位啦吼，内底有4位是所谓的 officer， 就是会长、副会长，财务甲秘书。所以，阮第一届成立的是，就讲因为要爱以后会当一档换一半就好，莫讲规拢一档安全新的理事啦。所以迄阵我就建议讲，这第一届最后这 officer 这4位吼，做2档啦。因为这是2年制，但是第一届是就是有一寡人做3档，所以今年有一寡理事留落来。一寡理事离开，明年他佫补一寡佫新的，这本来旧的第3档的较摕落。所以今年原则上就讲4位，拢4位的这 office 所拢过来，但是咱的新的团队内底，目前就是即马的会长是我互你单撇分，歹势我到即马介绍家己。副会长是黄金照，博士。咱的迄个秘书，现在秘书是陈天印博士。然后财务是林正人先生，伫遐咧服务。一位是林正人先生，一个是阮先生啦吼。所以今年就是讲爱佫选定这迄个 officer 是爱定选啦吼。然后到尾讨论理事会讨论结果就是推选陈天印博士来做会长，这个林东龙先生来做副会长。林东龙先生是住伫三河市，毋是台南人啦吼，但是迄个陈天印博士是台南人，以前住伫三河市，即马最近搬去伫迄个
圣南梦，
所以就是讲，阮这会员毋是完全拢总台南市的人，是讲足有对台湾，阮这 mission 有赞同的，感觉有这个兴趣要来甲咱赞助，要来甲咱帮忙，安尼拢欢迎参加。阮会员是爱有2个理事推荐就对啦，因为阮。目前是讲上济要30个会员，无超过30个。目前是安对讲个改，即阮的会长即嘛是目前上济30个。所以即嘛有即个新的要团队出来，就讲会长头拄我有讲过，然后财务要按迄个尤美君来接，所以尤美君本来毋是理事啦吼，所以伊是新的理事。我甲财务过来，经理要过来。陈天印本来是秘书嘛吼，我是理事，所以伊要继续接。我是做理事，伊接会长。过来咱有迄个秘书要由黄金照博士来接，所以黄金照我等于讲我留落来，继续要做理事安尼。阮这过程是安尼啦吼。理事会来到开会了，决定讲要推荐啥物人来做这 officer， 做新的理事，但是爱有大会通过。所以大会阮有19个会员，所以因为讲要省时间，所以阮事先用迄个email 来投票。所以我甲各位报告一下，就是讲阮有19个 member， 所以应该是要有19张票，但是我敢收到13张票啦，所以13张票过半数，就有这个quorum。这个我因为看着吼，所以上面写我扫一下。13张票内底，咱即马要选有4个迄个 officer 的时候，加一位新的理事，所以新的理事是迄个尤家汉博士。13张票内底除了11张赞成的票，2张弃权。陈天印接会长 有13张票内底12张赞成，1张弃权。电幕兄，我12张赞成，1张弃权。尤美君这财务13拢通过。黄清照13张票，所以大家拢高票当选。甲因欢迎一下。我想请这 new officers 起来监管，因为我真是有点仔犹豫啊，因为迄个财务甲秘书拢无啦，无伫遮啦。不过请会长，新的会长，拜托来遮一个，互大家认识。副会长。恭喜！这新的秘书，恭喜！我恭喜！所以我来预告，今仔是仪式啦吼，预告啦吼，所以有做者仪式较好。实在正式的预告，这管理还是职务的预告是1月7日啦，我是到12月31，所以互大家了解一下，吼，多谢。甲大家报告者，咱看这个吼，这个logo吼，我设计的。有啥物意义？下迄个吼，下迄个花吼，袂人看无就是啥，迄是凤凰花的花瓣，是台南市的市规啦。然后，监管了迄是啥？迄上午这个市规，本来是棕色的，我变成是白色，来代表咱国家啦吼，所以。这个是为感觉，我感觉就考到蛮少，我会当设计一个出来。拜托，我来所以这里这一张。
这两天我来，咱的会长和咱同事。但是足认真足辛苦。今仔日若无伊，咱这个新会若袂当这样成功，所以我敢会当讲一句讲，many thank you。大家会员真感谢伊，因为一点仔小东西，所以我做纪念。咱做工作足认真，真straight。但是呢，伊的心肝是足sweet，所以我希望伊打开这个小东西，就是代表他，也是代表咱大家感谢感谢。
多谢，快点来 surprise 啦吼。我老实讲，一个会成功还是无成功，毋是讲去考会长尔，来考足侪咱遮理事去会员。头拄我有讲过，毋尔讲理事甲会员，我边仔的朋友、亲情、乡亲的支持，足尔重要。所以虽然讲你毋是理事，也毋是迄个会员的时，我伫遮，我特别搁甲伊感谢一下。所以毋是陈碧云的成功，是咱逐个人的成功。At this moment, actually, I would like to welcome Dr. Chris Jochen. Thank you for coming. Dr. Jochen is the chair of the Humanities Department at the San Jose State University. He has been a very strong supporter to our organization and help us to bridge between the association and the state university. Also bridge us to get to know much better with the San Jose's library system. So we have been hosting some events over there for at least for a couple of times. And we also have another schedule, puppy show for next year in March, already been arranged. We just had a puppy show at San Jose's the King's Library 2 weeks ago, maybe. I forgot the date. There's suddenly so many things happening. So anyway, Tuesday, November 19th, we had a puppy show there. Actually, it was pretty successful. We have probably about 40, 50 people show up and enjoy the show, even though we couldn't play the puppets ourselves, but we show a video being played by a professional. So it was very impressive. And we have a puppet show stage to display some of the puppet figures being used, being very popular figures in the past. So we decided to have another event next March. It's March the 10th, on a Saturday. So if you're available, you're welcome to join us as well. Because that will be the time during the Lunar New Year. So the focus was to present the Oriental zodiac story, to share that story with the people of San Jose. Now, the zodiac story, you will know there are 12 animals in the zodiac sign, but there's a 13th animal got involved. Maybe most of the people knew. It's a cat. So, if you want to know why the cat is not in the 12 signs of zodiac, come to our puppy show, then you will learn it. Just don't cheat. Don't go to the Google yet. So that's a hint of where you can get information. All right. So here, Dr. Jochen, would you come to the front? Sit here. Don't sit in the middle. Okay, Dr. Jochen has been in Taiwan for what, 3 or 4 years, and so he knew some Chinese, Mandarin. Do you speak Taiwanese too? Or did you learn some? No, not as much. Huh? 不多了，假崩假罢了。A few words. Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever you can make.
I can imagine this is a heart, right? I got everybody's heart. Thank you so much.
The topic is the story of 5 river ports in ancient Tainan City. And Dr. Huang is a native Taiwanese, or Tainaner. I don't know how to which way is better. And Mrs. Huang is also a native Tainaner. Both of them a new adult about Tainan. It's very, this today is my pleasure and our delight to have Dr. Huang to give us a keynote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pat, for the introduction. And first of all, to say hi to Chris. I believe we sit next to each other in one banquet. A good one, as you know. As you see, this is going to talk about the Tainan story, but it's Pam told me that I have to use it in English, but I would mention to Chris that in some place I tried my best, but I might have to switch back to Taiwanese because some things that cannot be translated into English. And so this is a nice sketch of old Tainan. East Gate, West Gate, North Gate, South Gate. So this is encompass the old Tainan city. Now, of course, this is all now gone by now. And what I'm going to tell you today is do my best to tell the story of inside and outside the story of this Tainan. So this is my topic today: the 5 river ports of ancient Tainan. Tailam, Wuxiang, Guodiaogang. And it's interesting that I live in Taiwan a long time. I attend elementary school there, Yunho Kohao, and high school, the Tainan High School, and college is all in the same town, Chengkong University. And I tell you, I never know that much about Tainan until these last 2 months. And it's because Dr. Chai Pan asked me to tell this story, so I have to go and dig out all the information. And it's really a very rewarding process because now I know much about my own hometown. And thank you, Pam, Dr. Pam Chai, for that. and you know, it's our human, I guess, nature. Okay, I moved in here about 10 years ago, and Yosemite is right back there, only 2 hours drive. But I can go there tomorrow. But so far, I've never been there. And it's the same thing here, until 50, 60 years later, I just rediscovered my own hometown. So here, I'm sure many of you, this is a so-called 5 river port, Guodiaogang. Many of my friends, my generation, don't know. When I say, what is that? Oh, many of them. And so here, I'm giving you just simple history and geography of elementary school of the city of Tainan. That's what it is. And there's quite a bit. There's some books, recently published in Taiwan, very useful. And another one is from Dr. Chen, in the audience here. He owns this one. It's a Formosa, and published by the ex-Minister of Education, Do Zhengxian. That's a lot of good information. And these are all published within the last 10 years. Okay. And because under KMT rule for the last, since Chiang Kai-shek came to Taiwan, they don't want Taiwanese to learn about their own history and geography. So all they taught at school is history and geography of China. So there's nothing like that. And until 1992, I think, when Lee Teng-hui became president, he started to say, we have to know our own country. So it takes about 10, 20 years and more. So I was in Chengkong University in 1995 for 5 years as an adjunct professor there. And at that time, things start to come out. And nowadays, there's a lot of information, amazing. In the last 5, 7 years, people really getting into this. So this is one of the books I used. And this is another book, very useful. So I'm sure you can buy it in Taiwan. And this is one of the map I got from Dr. Chen's books. It's interesting see that it's a schematic, and this is the thing painted back. In fact, this was painted on a skin of a deer, and was painted in 1620 or 1650, something like that, 300-400 years ago, and basically showing that a lot of ship boats here, and then castle and so on surrounding that, you know. And this is the current Taiwan. It's a Tainan city, Tainan. Let's just give you some idea of what it is look like. Okay, so I just want to give you some more important point I'm going to talk about here. First, I'm going to start with simple introduction of Koxinga. Again, I didn't know Koxinga until I know it's in Chinese. It's 郑成功. But then I wonder what is it? Oh, this is for Taiwanese or Chinese. 国姓雅, 国姓雅. That come from that. Okay, that's something I learned. So I'm going to talk about Koxinga's invasion of Taiwan, and then I'll talk about 5 river ports, and then the main street of Tainan. Tainan is a bamboo street, or in Taiwanese is called TAC, and which is nowadays is called Minquan Lu, Mingguan Lu. And then some of my personal encounter, as I remember. Okay, this is the current. Dr. Pam Tsai just said that Google, and this is from Google. Google is so important, so powerful. I got a lot of information from Google too. So this is the current city of Taiwan. It's it's expanded a lot. I mean, the old Taiwan, Zheng Chenggong is maybe somewhere around here. So give you a flavor here. Maybe some of you had not seen this before, but this is a canal, Wunhe. Okay. So this is the Bingxinglong, Jieshong. That's where Peng Dingchong was prosecuted 60 years ago. And here's Tainan's train station. Okay, and this is in Japanese area it's called Ginza or Dongjianglo. This is the main street going to Wunhe, and so forth. But anyhow, just give you some flavor. Chengkong University over there, and then Tainan High School is over there. And so I live in this area. So in fact, I live near Bamboo Street of TAC, so I'll tell you more about that later on. Okay, so as I just said already, okay, on the map, some of the key important point is Tainan Park, Tainan Station, Chengkong University, and this is Minsen Lu. It's now I think called 228 Memorial Circle. And this is Chakamlau is Fort Provincia. It's I think named by Dutch. And then Tainan Canal and Tainan City. Anyhow, this is an important point in the city. And here, show you again another map of that. But it see this is the canal and train stations. And these are the river. These are the river I want to talk about. Okay. This is a river called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rivers. 5 rivers. And this is the kind of closing, just to give you an idea. Again, I'm going to show this map again later on. This is just where this here's Chakam now. Okay, and this is same Ximen circle. This is the Minxinglong, or in Japanese area it's called Jieshong. And then this is a train station, giving an idea where we are. Okay, this is a Dutch they occupied early, at that time. Taiwan they came in around 1624. Okay, and they stayed there for 38 years. And in the early, about mid 17th century, in Taiwan, there's a lot of well, I guess local people or Aborigine people live around the southern Taiwan area. And when Dutch people came, they occupied so-called Dua Wan at the time. Now it is called Amping, Dua Wan. So I think that's maybe how Taiwan come from. Dua Wan. But if they come to Taiwan. Okay, Taiwan. Okay, yeah. So over there, the Dutch people, they built Zeelandia fort. Zeelandia fort, and then a street called Zeelandia Street. They call this is in Anping itself, okay, Anping. And then in Thailand itself, at the time they called TAC30a itself. They have a street called Provincia, but no Provincia fort yet. It's 1625, and the Anping is the more important place. Where is all the military and important people live there, but over Thailand is just for the people from China come and stay there, Hansa people. And back in around 1633, then they start import sugarcane, rice, and sugar and so forth. So they study agriculture business in southern Taiwan. And then about 1659, then they built this provincia fort, which is called TAC30a. Okay, this is built. So and then Anping is really the point for trading purpose. And at the time, I think this is Kong He Kangxi, maybe 3 years. I guess this is a stupid Skype signal there. They said from TAC30a, that's in the center of Tainan, it's surrounded by the sea. That's the way the history is. Okay, this is one of the early pictures, what it looks like. So you can see, actually this, I think it's where this is the planar view from the top, and this is the view from the side. So that's how it is. And you can see that this is kind of sea. And here's Anping, and this is the Tainan right there. And you can see the fort and the ship and they, okay. Another picture here, this is later on. It's similar, and you see that again. Well, I guess there's no way you can fly to the sky to see the whole area. So it's visualized by artists, and this is again in Tainan area. This is Anping, and then this is one to Ik Kun Sin, Di Kun Sin, Sa Kun Sin, Si Kun Sin, go seven Kun Sin. So you remember when you were kids, Kun Sin Hayek, that's where you go because this is all land here. And so Ik Kun Sin is Anping. Okay, this is and this is all waters, and it under water there right now. And this is another view of artists that from a lower, directly from look west. So this is again Anping, and then this is so that Ik Kun Sin, Di Kun Sin, San Kun Sin, and this is here, so Tainan's right there. And this is another view here. Now here it does show you another artist view. Here you can see this is Anping Kopo, and then Ik Kun Sin, Di Kun Sin, Chi Kun Sin, and so forth. So that how it looked like a long time ago. Okay. So this is they call it Tai Gang Rui Hai. Okay. So I'm not sure what is Tai Gang. I think Tai Gang maybe there's a 5 river is in the center here. There's some river still in existence now. Those maybe that continue. The whole thing is called Tai Gang. I don't know, but it say Tai Gang internal sea Tai Gang and Lai Hai. Okay, that's again this is another picture. Okay, this is one of the artist's view of Anping Kopo, Zeelandia. Oh, you can see that, huh? And this is the view of Provincia, TAC30a. So beautiful compared to us, it's quite different. But this is true, this is the way it was built like that. Okay, so that the Kosingas, he had 3 generations in Taiwan then. And then when they, as I said, they called Taiwan as Anping, And so I said it before, Anping was then the political, military, and economic center of that area. And in Tainan, there is this Tainan area. They established at Xiantenhu, and the lower level officer lived in that area with the Hans people, and then they built, Provincia Street, which is later called TAC. So this is the current view of Chacandao, Provincia Fort. And in about 1683, then the Qing dynasty's general is now the Qing decided they want to take over the Qing causing that. So they came over and they wiped them out and they took over. So then, but at that time, 1683, they changed its name of Xiantenhu into Taiwanhu. Okay, it's Taiwanhu. It's not Thailand, it's still Taiwanhu. The whole Thailand area is called Taiwan Fort or something now. So let me see. And also at this time, more Chinese people who moved to Taiwan or who moved to Tainan area, and mostly poor people. They came over there because this is it's still it's not much developed, so rich people will not come. And then at the time they start to have more agriculture development and start a trade and so forth. So this area is slowly growing. But then at the same time, this is so-called Taikang. This is it has sedimentation. So the sand was pulled into the sea and slowly built up the land. So a lot of people started moving to that area, and then initially Thailand is about three. This is a town, Chinese mine, not English mine, or 3 miles away from the water. But now it's only about 1 mile away from water because of land coming out. And then especially 1823, there was a big, heavy rainstorm and really built up that internal sea or Taikang built up. So they had to rely. Well, then they start to utilize the 5 rivers to access to the center of Tainan. So Tainan's its development it's all really rely on so-called 5 river ports. Okay, here are the ports. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's strange that when I said that 5, well, I call it 5 river ports, but it's port. But actually, this is in the history said that, but this is what it means. It referred to as a creek or a stream. Okay, stream that lead to the sea. So so this is the 5 river area. 5 of them cover the area of west of Ximen Road, south of Senkong Road, and north of Zhongzhen Road. So I hope you can see. This is giving us a little bit idea of what is this 5 river around here. Next slide I'll show you some. Here is this is about Zhongzhen Road, Yongjing Road, and Ximen Road is around here. Sindong is around here, and there's another big creek which is called TAC30a. This is still around here, but these are disappeared. And 5 river port we are referring to this area, and because of this river, they can keep the activity of Thailand itself in terms of trade or business or agriculture, whatever. Okay, so the first one in the south. Yeah. Also, there's a one at An Hai Kang, Dam Ho Kang, Pak Se Kang, Hut Tao Kang, and Go Jiao Rao Kang. These are, they call it Kang, actually we should say it's a He or something, but anyhow, so we start from An Hai Kang here, okay? So Anaigang is really almost go on top of Minchinglo of Tainan. Okay, and at the end of the river, there's always a temple to protect people or something. They call it TAC30a. That one is a so-called Kaisangeng. I'm sure many people heard of Kaisangeng. And then Namhogang, the next one north of this one, is pretty much go by Big Guanlo. Okay, and at the end of that there's a well. It's called TAC30a. Okay, and this is a place that in 1662 that area the ship would come up to there and land it. This is like a port there. Okay, and then but in about that's about what Kenong Sidai. So that's about almost 80, 90 years later, because of build up of land, so they would have to move from TAC30a to Jiaguantian. That's near Yapjinhao or something like that. The land. Okay. And then I'd like to also mention right at the near the TAC30a there. Actually, TAC30a is currently right at the corner of Bin Guanlo and Yinghonglo. Okay, that's right there. And Tosioga is another block down. Is Bin Guanlo Hamsenlo. That's a Dami ho, Dami ho. That's Dami is the end of dynasty ho. 就叫做安武头开始起的吼，因为伊是咧斗搬船的人，但是那种官人就较无船运礼拜，伊无代志，伊就小安讲，嘛就爱趁寡钱，是讲厝里有一寡变远咧煮炒牛肉丝啊，啥物从遐开始，就变做这大米酒的大米。Okay, so now this is the map I'm showing that the first one is let me see. I don't remember. Okay, one of them it's not quite clear. I think Dam Haigang. This is the first the first main creek in the south of Taiwan. Zhongzhenglu is right here. And the second one is here. This is the one, Ram Haigang, I think. Go to TAC30a. This is TAC30a. That's it, the end of that. But then later on, because of build up, then this all become land. And then I said TAC30a now move back to Jiaguantian right here. This is all become land later on. So this is by the way, this is Semenlu, okay. And then the Unhe is right here. So Jiaguantian. I visited this place. They still have this. They have that. Okay. This is This is the first two river. Okay. Now let me go to the next one. Oh, okay. This is the for Kaisengyeong, the corner of a roof, and it's a very beautiful sculpture. Very good sculpture at the corner end of the roof. And this one is again, the one I showed you earlier here. But I want to show you here. This is at the corner of Yinghonglo Ham Bin Guanlo Gao Diang, and right there, not too many people maybe pay attention, but this is a TAC30a, and the well is right in the middle of the road. And I visited that place. And, I was there, and incidentally, I want to say that this come from Google. Very useful. You just put in something on, and then everything come up these days. It's so powerful. Yeah. And this is from Google. This is from a book, but this is a TAC30a. This is the well still there in the middle of the road, and the sign I showed in the previous slide is the corner street. And this is Toshoga, okay, Dami. This is the Jiaguantian, so-called Jiaguantian, okay. And this is all, I visited there when I was in Taiwan. Okay, now the next three river is Namsegang, Huntao-gang, Gorao-gang. Namsegang, Gang-Tao-Biao is Zui-Xian-Gen. Again, Zui-Xian-Gen is it's very, very well known, Zui-Xian-Gen, okay? And Zui-Xian-Gen is right near, let's see, near Ximen Road and Bin Guanlo, By the way, my father, he's still alive, he'll be 100 years old, but when he was a kid, he liked it. 最先跟菜长，最先的菜长 very 菜长，而 not any 菜长，菜长是硬头叶的菜长。You have to have 硬头叶包才好食所以最先就是最先的菜市啊，就。This is very famous. And then 有一个叫做三椒three merchant. 三椒 I'll say about 三椒 later in the next slide. 三椒中部 is near the 最先店this is 空气这里建立这么这个贵 Another one is 桃港 This is the pretty much go by beans of law. And then as you go upstream, it spread into 3 more small creeks. And each of the terminal of the small creek has a temple called Tai Ki Bu Biu or Pande Gang, Tai Ki Bu Biu. Another one is Mazo Gang, Tua Ten Ho Kyong. Another river is Ong Kyong Gang, Kung An Kyong. And then all these creeks meet at Kyung Ho Su and then go into Old Canal. And the last one is Go Lao Jiu Gang. Okay, it's parallel to the almost go by Bun Hen Lo. And one of the side streams go west is called Sin Gang Ki. It ended up projected. And Sin Gang Ki is also called the Sai Gang because it used to ship I guess human waste the Sai Gang. This is the last one. The rest is all later on plugged up, but this was the last one still using a few years, a number of years ago. Okay. So here again, I'm saying that this is the one go to TAC30a, and this is the number Tao Kang, I guess, to go to TAC30a, and then this is another one that go to Pojeten. This is sometimes they call it Shady Creek. Điều Sai Gang. Okay. And this is just a picture of TAC30a. This is still quite very vivid night place or place to eat or shop or something. And this is called so what it means is that it's a place to receive officer from Qing Dynasty or officer from China. Okay, now let me talk about a little bit about history because we need to talk about how the commercial, how the thing to develop. And this is I translated the free merchant. I'm not sure it's quite right, but it's handy. It's 互相三高高。But 这个高 I don't know what it means. 我唔知呀高 means 工会or 商会 something like that. Okay, so 互相三高 is well known is that Tainan Sangao starting of 1726 starting there. Sangao they have south, north, and sugar. Okay, so Namgao, Bakgao, Tengao. And they have 3 main groups, and each group is big commercial association. Okay, and all these together they have a headquarters near TAC30a. So TAC30a is a very important part of Tainan in that area. So these 3 merchants, they not only handle the economic, they are so powerful that they get into public safety, I think, public welfare and religion, and they have their own ship. They cover, they make the trade up to China, Qingdao, Tianjin, or south. They go as far as Philippines or Indonesia. So this is a very powerful. So this is not government. This is all a civilian organization, and they even have enough money to basically that's like a government. They raise money to build a bridge, build the fortress, or build the temple, or even many things. They're very, very powerful at that time. Okay, then underneath the merchant, there's a so-called small merchant underneath that, more refined. And then under that, they will have more specific, say, rice, clothing, or silk, or oil, or tea, or anything. So, bì cao, bò cao, diu tuan cao, yu cao, teh cao, and whatever. And so, because of this all together, then they would even. Some streets not just sell rice, some streets sell shoe or hat or so there's a BK, AK, BOAK, UK. That's why in the section of Miguano between Yên Hô Đô and Semung that it's a lot of boat. That's why. I think back it's because of all this. One section. But then this this merchant somehow about this in English and French they invade China then about that time, and then because they want China to open up the market, and after that of course affect Taiwan too. So foreign merchant coming in, they are more organized, and so these three merchants slowly, gradually just lose their power. Effectiveness. Okay, now I'm back to Bamboo Street of TAC. TAC is 1750 to TAC. They initially was one single street, but then because of a need for merchant, they make it to double street, two street, and then later on even separate to three sections. So double street become 6th street. Okay. But then about 1885, then China sent Lau Bing-tuan, come to make Taiwan into one of the province, and then had Lau Bing-tuan to station in Taipei. So at that time, then a few years later, the Taiwan Hu. At that time, Tainan is called Taiwan Hu. Taiwan Hu Xia. Then they changed to Taiwan Hu Xia. Okay. And then, but just another point is, a few years later, this China, Sino-Japanese war. Japan, Chinese gave Taiwan to Japan then. But at that time, then Tainan was changed its name to Tai Lam Quan, Tainan shaped by Japanese. Okay, this is one of the old map. Okay, and the direction is they turn 90 degrees. This is the west, and this is east, north and south. So and as you can see, this at the time when this map was constructed, it was already later part. So the land extended to here, and then earlier the water was covered up to this area. So you can see that here's a TAC30a right here. You see, you can read TAC30a right here. But then later on, because sand pile up, then the water was seeped up to here. So here is, I think here's a Chap Kwa Ting. One of this is Chap Kwa Ting. Yeah. One of this, what Chap Kwa Ting or something. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, Chap Kwa Ting is right here. Yeah, yeah. And these are the 5 rivers right here. Okay. And so this is how it looks like, and you can see this is TAC, Bu Quang Ke, Boake, AK. And then this is actually they call Xiong Huai Ke, because it's a sideway they call it. And of course there's a four gates. There's a main gates. I think this is east gate, south gate, north gate, and west gate, and so forth. And this is kind of, this is closing to show you how it is like, as I say, and then Chakam Lao is right here. At the time, they called it Ang Mung Lao. They call Westerners red, hair or red ghost or something. So among now, and so forth. So yeah, let me see. And TAC, I'm sure a lot of this is familiar to all Taiwan people here in the audience. Yeah. So on TAC, something. Right. And this is another one, which is later on. Now, because back in 1791, they separate this into 6 streets. So you get Mu Gate, TAC30a, TAC, Boa Gate, Hui Gate, A Gate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they are parallel, so really, yeah, so it's a very busy area. But when Japan come, they combine everything into one street and make it wider street and call it Honmachi Pundian. Oh, here, by the way, here's Chakam now, right here. And this is a Xionghuai Gate. It's Xionghuai Gate. This is in Japanese area called Peking Ding. When KMT come going to change to Gyeonggiro. And this is Bingguan-do, Gyeonggiro. So I live around here. My house is here. So as a kid, I running around here a lot, running around, you know. Not like these days, the kids is not allowed to go on the street, got kidnapped, right? But at the time, we were 8 years old, 10 years old, running around the whole city, nobody cares, you know. Okay. So, 1895, 甲午战争so台南府城迁回了台南关 ，and 六条街 but Japanese now this is Japanese era now 六条街make it one single street called at the time called TAC Tong. When the Japanese word for street is Tong Dori, so and then TAC Tong 迁回的Pundian Tong was a Honmachi Dori, but that later on is called Bingguan-do now. Okay, so this is a map constructed during Japanese era, and you see this all now. It's all Japanese. The street is a Ding, so it's all street. Okay, and again you can remember this is Minxiandong, Anbian. Okay, and then 西门医馆，保庇佬就是底下，车看到伫遮and so forth. Okay, this is a shot of a picture of Bingguan or Pundian itself, and see this house and this is it's a bookstore. It's owned by a very renowned Taiwanese called Ng Hing. Okay, yeah. And this is another part of a Bingguan-do, and yeah, down here is said this one is called something. 歌豆 Takashima 讲歌豆爱心堂药房. This is a drugstore. And do anybody know what is this? Chris, this is a card to scoop out all the from the restroom, everything in here, and then they go to rice field or the field to do for a fertilization. So I remember when I was a kid, we've seen this. They do this very early in the morning. I hate to go out. Any of this on the streets so stinky. I wait until they're gone, then I go out. Okay, again, this is just to give you an idea of the same map, but more close up. Okay. And this is another shot of from Tainan Station toward Minxiandong. That's Dongsan-do. Okay, Dongsan-do. And this is our 这是拢红枫树是，但是即摆拢册册拢无去种，这是红枫树佫对火车头去到民生路，佫过中正路遐，就到 中一路就是这个所海亚市这2年5站楼吼，海亚市吼，这是迄当时中正路叫做木工街啦吼，水路嘛是吼安尼吼，真趣味是 very interesting. This is, even nowadays it's kind of empty. They don't use it, but they still retain the whole big buildings empty and for 40, 50 years still there. And the top there is their trademark. Okay, it's a Hayashi Lin, Hayashi. And then if you, this is the whole view of the Hayashi. And then if you continue to go from here, you can see, yeah, this is that's the Wunhe, that's Wunhe. It's always this side, I think it's Zhuangxingyi. A lot of people know that, and so forth. This is about 1960 or 1950. And this is the end of Dongjianglou. So that's where Wunhe started. But unfortunately, this is back in 1980. They built it into they call it Chinatown, and really ugly. Yeah, you block the nice view or the canal and build that. I don't know what mayor is thinking. It's to me, so it's it's a waste of money. And this is in Semen Yiquan. It's a Bobby Lao. This is it's a place for have fun, party, and in fact it's a high class prostitution house. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell about a little bit of what I remember from this city here. This is I hope you can see Dongyido. This is Dongwon, and this is where I used to live. And across my street, this is Bin Zhonglo, Bin Guanlo, and across my street here is Aha Pengdian, if you remember. But now the Aha Pengdian's moved over here already, but it used to be there. And this is my house. And if I go there, Bin Guanlo, here is Hekiko is the home of He Kongbi. Okay, and in fact, and then over here, next door is the home of Diu Chanhong. Okay, and then over here is a bookstore called Hiwen Zai. Is the owner is Lim Jiangho. His son is Lim Zhongjian. His son is Lim Zhongjian. And then if you go down here, this is TAC30a. That's where the well is. And just in Holo. And over here is my father-in-law's clinic called Hans Clinic. But now it's taken over by his older brother, Dr. Han Liangcheng. And Han Liangcheng is there for about 45 years already practicing. And I am not boasting, but he's the best internal medicine doctor in Tainan. Many of my friends have some illness in here, cannot get it cured. I say, go to see him, because he's always get treated. And he's still there. And not only that, I will say, maybe I'm not. He is a full-time practicing doctor, and yet he continuously keep up with academic. He's continuously teaching at 2 medical universities, Chenkong Medical University and Taiwan National Medical University, teaching it was a virus or something, and he both universities award him now full professor. I have never heard of a full-time practicing doctor can become a full professor, but he's very, very well educated, very up to date. And I'm saying here is because this is street, Min Chuan Street is sometimes they call it as the street of Taiwan independence. So as I say, George Chang, was here, and He Kongbi was here, and then I think Ong Hian Lam also live on this street, I don't know where, and earlier Ku Ying Han, you know, he went to Japan, so also this, and Ong Yong, their brother, Ong Yong Lim, also live on this street. And in the literature of Google, not only his name, also show my father's-in-law name, and across from his street is Kyung He Bei, is Kyung He Bei is Kim Hui. They are good friends. And both of them, back 70, 80 years ago, is against Japanese, so not necessarily or Taiwan independent, but they are fighting against Japan, government. So they put in all the all the people there against the regime, I guess, there's live there. And then, okay. Another thing is, I live here, and I walk to a school, Tainan Ichonghang High School. I always seen on this side. Okay, by the way, over here, let me see. I think over here is Tainan Hospital right there, and there's a church, Bin Zokawei right here. And around here, even now, it's wide, it's big creek. Oh, I would say maybe this big and about this deep, but it's covered on the top. And I was always wondering why. I never know until I read literature this last month. Discovered this is the site of so-called TAC30a. This stream is from here and then go to the sea, and it's on the north side of a 5 river. So this is again, it's there, and I never know why it's that, but now I learned that it's part of the TAC30a right there. Talking about, okay, do I have time? Not 10 minutes, or maybe should I? Huh? Okay, all right. Okay. And so associate that, of course, we have to bring in the British England Presbyterian Church. There. So in 1965, Dr. James Maxwell, doctor, first went to Taiwan. Translating the Mayako Isu, and he started Kwaseke. Kwaseke is right at the Semengdo and Biguando intersection. Kwaseke, he started to practice medicine and start to preach Christianity there. And in 1876, Takao is Kaohsiung, okay? Takao. The Christian in Kaohsiung was the local people didn't like the Christianity there, so they against us. So they moved to Tainan in that year, and at the time was Rabbi Pastor Buckley was in charge, and they moved to Tainan City. And then the Christian groups built the first high school in Tainan in 1885. This is called so-called private school, Gyeongyang Changjong Zhongxue. Okay, and then 10 years later, again the Japanese-Chinese War. Okay, what I bring up this is because of Berkeley. Our church, East Bay Church, Taiwan Gaowei, and our pastor Jonathan Chang is about 85 years old, I think, or maybe no, I'm sorry, but it's close to 80 years. Worked very hard. He went to England and to their library, a Christian library, to dig up a lot of correspondence about the ministry of this in the past there. They have almost like they had to report to the headquarters from Taiwan what they're doing, and very diligent and like dialogue. And we, the church member now, is involved in helping translating this English letter into Chinese, because I think in another 3 years it will be 100 years of anniversary of a Presbyterian church in Taiwan, and they want to publish documents about that. And so Pastor Tang, hopefully that they can have all these documents translated and including that. And he went there many times. He used a camera to take shot of that, over 100 letters, 1,000 letters, and asking people to. So I want to show you the next slide. This is an example of this. This is one letter written by Pastor Buckley, and this is, I think, it's September 1875, September 23 or something, in Takao. See, he wrote this in Takao, okay? And then what strike me is nowadays we have PC, we can type, we can do anything, but at the time, everything's by hand, and this is very fast writing. There's no Snow White to erase the mistake. things just instantly amazing, and you can see it, and the very amazing, the time hardworking, and they have to do this, and many of this is hard to read, and in fact even here you can, Tom, maybe you can help me. What is it? To Kun Ing, To Kun Ing. I don't know what this is. One of the town in southern Taiwan. To Kun Ing, which is interesting here. Okay, and next one is later by his wife to her daughter. Okay, dear my boys and girls, or something like that. And again, this is using typewriter, and I'm sure there's no the first drop, just type it and type it. So it's amazing. But this is being translated. Okay, I think let me see. Just bring in one of the old picture with me, and I want to share with you. This was taken in 1934. It's a birthday get together, and at the time they called it Pulau Hui that time. And Yap Long Cho is my Guakong is maternal grandfather. So this is my mother's father, and this is my uncle's, my grandfather's younger brother, and these are all so-called the important people in the city then, and they take turn, they have a meeting, and I was always wondering what do they talk about. But what I'd like to also mention here is this person and this person, they are brothers. These two are very well-to-do. They also do a lot of good things for the city of Tainan, concerned about that. And let me see. Okay, so the one in the center is living in Holo, so very near Chakam now. Yeah, and that's my grandfather, and Kong Tong is my grandfather's brother's established doctor in Zhongyu. And the other two persons, Ng Him and K Chuan. Okay, Ng Him, as I say in the picture there, he owned that bookstore, and this is his younger brother. Let me see. He had a first son, Ng Teng Zong. Daughter is Ng Hi. Many of you know Ng Hi was very active in DDP Taiwan. And his second son is Ng Ten Hong. He's an 86-year-old. I know him. He lives in Taipei. And many of these important documents here, he has a lot of collection of Taiwan picture, a lot of collection. So in any of this book, it's always the picture.
So the talk actually is just a tip of iceberg. Tainan actually is the beginning of the culture of Taiwan. And so during the lunch, we are going to show you a program. So during lunch, another camera there. Thank you so much. So during lunch, there will be a program. Dr. Chen and Lenin, he downloaded from Taiwan Yanyi's program. So show you 300 years of China's history. So enjoy the lunch and enjoy the presentation from Taiwan Yanyi. Thank you so much, everybody, and continue the conversation.
是很有建立立场，我觉得。
这个商业机密其实背后有何来？政府授权。
哇，你
看什么人去钓的？哎呀，开玩笑。哎，拍谁来？我肯定要改一下，哎，徐美英，徐美英哈，我今个旁安的。来，旁姐旁。
我你那边较尖的哦，你看啊。
我这个尖的。
欢迎来到赤坎开垦种稻米。
呵呵，这 video， 啊，有那有相片，有那有相片，唔免惊，唔免惊。
还有笑个迄边。
啊，你家己的，迄定啊，你家己的。
我用好啊，多谢。
啊，当然高中是那个是那个法官在，都荷兰人最高任法官借荷兰人。
然而，荷兰人对泰国的生产管理严格，提供生产工具，但不授予土地所有权，而且课征重税。
咱台湾真侪处理的这个制度，其实是对你当咱开始的，上个简单的咱怎啊讲讲，啊，我甲你绑定土地来跟你做，哇，这是对荷兰人来的哈，啊，所以荷兰人绑税，啊，我把这个收税，甲踏出去的一个人去收税，啊，就包税的意思啊。
荷兰人并且大肆收购梅花鹿，输出鹿皮鹿角。1634年，荷兰东印度公司从台湾出口了10万张鹿皮。3年后，鹿皮年出口量就突破10万张。然而，荷兰人发执照鼓励汉人大设陷阱抓鹿，加上汉人大量开发水田与鹿征地，造成台湾的梅花鹿数量锐减。当时在台南的平埔族西拉雅人有4大部落：新港、麻豆、骁龙和木交流湾，部落之间征战不断。荷兰人来台之后，主要是以宗教教化，并间接掌。
荷兰需要能够真正的甘蔗，种植甘蔗，所以甘蔗技术闽南的闽南会化，所以它要就是闽南的闽南的这个甘蔗技术，所以里面都有很多。但是这个内容他们的话，那甚至还比如说，你看我荷兰人现在跟外面作战的话，你妈都有在跟我并肩作战。
荷兰人统治台湾做38年光景，明朝灭亡后，立志反清复明的郑成功领军对抗清朝，决定以荷兰为基地。1666年4月，郑成功率领几百艘大战船，趁大潮从六门水道攻进了荷兰征城。
请你即摆接下这个重任。好啊，我食了，我唔敢食伤多，食
长期封锁，1612年误会谋杀。郑成功成功地在台南建立台湾第一个汉人政权，命名东都，设1府2县。行政中心承约府就在赤坎楼，北有天兴县延伸至新竹一带，南有万年县直达最南端恒春。不过，郑成功却在3个月后病死台南。也因此，民众虽然有怀郑成功入台战功，但对郑成功容貌却因肉身而众说纷纭，版本分歧。
政经最早的时候，他给这个中原的百姓呢，为了可以聚在那个地方，那当时听说是有效，可是到了这个清朝入主台湾之后，他们是完全变成一种政府，是政策上。他们当时上奏说，有人只有主力都有付钱能力，我要做台湾的商队，为了要避免几个消失，是不是可以把主力都有付出所家的人物签合同？他们就是主说，开山王这样，今天现在就是这样子。他从 牵带那些三国纪事组织在那边主导，其中一个就是我们政治会，所以这边呢，民间的组织请加入，加入在三国纪事
郑成功被审核化，这个民间是有的手续审。不过，跟郑成功议和的动力公司台湾长官回忆，后来出版《被遗误的台湾》这本书，对郑成功的形象是这样描述的。
我这个用那个穿着高胸的保姆，眼神非常有力量，神态也带得高尚，可是眼睛一直飘来飘去，在观察旁边，然后身材很美，所以呢，大概可以了解郑成功可能具有独特的领袖气质。
郑成功的儿子郑经继位后，重用参军陈友达，盖孔庙、新科举，将汉人的典章制度正式移至台湾。为了拓展地方，郑经大量招收中国农民。此外，还实施屯田制，平时寓兵于农，农闲时才军事训练，因此开发出台湾的云凤营、金营、东湖的前镇、汉血营等屯田地。不少偷渡者惜家带眷，落脚屯垦，大台南地区形成不少同性聚落。
这个主要是知道，他是今年到后来这个所谓的这个大都市、小都市跟电脑的问题。那这个大部分这个50年家里头的这个一差别，从这个高价金额比较最少的小厂都拿的是高，应该拿到现在记录的，以前的妈刀也加税的，所以完全是是。所以这上面养很多的就是讲这个一般老百姓的家庭移民，他把它放成生意，给他开始。因为高价买那个茅草很生意去了大的，所以那个什么草料什么的，我去哪里买东西？大河去，苗啊什么的，应该是好去的，这样子。3下的水啊，你一超30天，看你们
此外，正式更发挥经贸特长，在安平筹设台湾商馆，为日本、南亚太平商及其贸易往来。
也在偷师啊，但是呢，在经济上，我们就发现它一样维持了荷兰时代的这个经济条件，一样成为员工购物的上面。当然，它跟一边经济只是呢，但是希望我们的中国大陆的展示方面，跟世界同样有关系。所以，正经这一台台南的10年的就是发展。我们当然说，如果这个时间点给我们来的小地方来了，你说让在大家发现，绝对会发展这个局面。
1683年，施琅来正式，隔年台湾大陆清朝反革，清朝改以消极态度治理台湾，限制渡台条件，不得西转外眷。但台湾经过荷兰正式3代数十年的经营，已然成为台湾最繁荣先进的城市。因此，清廷将最高行政位阶的台湾府设在台南，隶属于福建省。所谓一府、2府、3王甲，一府指的就是位居台湾府台南。清明时期的洛阳和厦门的各个府最先高府，台湾府成为最大的商业城市，环抱一时。而越来越多的汉南人深深影响台南的文化生活，尤其是饮食。直到19世纪初，因此天灾造成的台江内海危机，台南的本土福建大不如前，抱怨不再有名。在1858年，天津防御特使调查，加上建筑安全，区分北方教、医疗乃至教育陆上进到台南，创出国家医院、一份报纸、广告。 一直到19世纪末，有工业产业正好两个大的快速崛起，它不只是变成城市会，这政治中心等于他们的光彩从此不死。
包了呀，这叫水的粥啊。
包了，包了，包起来。
OK。
包在这，咱这不用过来。咱这不是不下来，社会上。
民间商船在海上交易，在中原受军事要塞对水师镇守。1684年，率先开发木流水沟后，与厦门对着最大的商船。3日之后，大大验水，人家世界景象。
你需要有认知，非常大的。那这个文件所需要的，
那边的地方，那边会能还有带进去的，
所以这个那必须变成一个很重要的一方面的来源。南诏对这个厦门以南的生意，对这厦门的渔民，所以我们给出自己厦门的，不是我们一般都是什么大胆的，几个
决定在台湾府新竹二战场。接着，请问连接着龙总的事件造成死伤病惨重，关于是大车怀孕，
啦，新疆我要办你办，我有，而且我因为你那个没比较难看。
Thank you.